welcome to Diecast Restos. My name is Jason, and this week I have for you a restoration of a Lesney Matchbox 69A, 30 hundredweight Nestle van. In 1959, when this van was launched, its branding would have been pronounced as Nestles in the UK rather than Nestlé's. The van had a sliding right-hand door, which you can see in these photos. This is the Karrier BF van it is based on. Somebody has had this base out and flipped it over at some point in this model's life. So let's take our first look at it. It's a casting of simple construction, with a body, plate base, 2 axles and 4 wheels. The door slides along the inside of a cast groove within the roof, and the bottom is retained by the base. Here I'm test fitting my reproduction door I sourced from Steve Flowers Model Supplies. Early vans appeared in maroon before switching to a brighter red partway through production. All red vans received trim to their headlights, their grills and their front bumpers. This was the same on a couple of runs of maroon models, though the earliest versions also had their rear bumpers trimmed in silver. Base plates on the 69A were all black, initially flat black and then changed to gloss. Axles were also crimped early on before rounded ones became the norm. Grey knobbly plastic wheels were standard, though a couple of rare variations exist with silver knobbly or grey fine tread wheels fitted. Aside from this, the only other feature of note on this well cast and good looking little van are the Nestle's decals. Of course, Nestle are the rather controversial global food and drink conglomerate from Switzerland. Formed in 1905, the Anglo-Swiss Milk Company and Farine Lactée Henri Nestlé merged, bringing together the companies founded by brothers Charles and George Page and Henri Nestlé respectively. The company experienced significant growth during both world wars, with expanded offerings beyond their initial condensed milk and infant formulas. Following a series of sizable acquisitions, Nestle now offer baby and medical food, cereals, tea, coffee, confectionery, dairy products and ice cream, frozen food, pet food, snacks and bottled water, which is one of the controversial points. Their questionable ethics have led to boycotts over the promotion of bottled water, their marketing of baby formula as an alternative to breastfeeding in developing countries where water can be scarce, and using child labour in cocoa production. All that horrible business aside, the English pronunciation Nestles would have been due to market preference of the era, where there may have been a degree of mistrust of perceived foreign foods. Anyway, enough of that. The 69A van was the first BF-based van to be introduced to the Matchbox range. The 47B Ice Cream Canteen later followed in 1963. I restored that casting in October 2022, which I'll link to here. Later in 1963, the final BF van arrived in the range, the Rentaset or Radio Rentals branded TV service van. The BF was a light commercial vehicle sold by the Roots Group between 1957 and 1966. They were either badged as or Karrier. As badged on the model, it had a payload capacity of 30 hundredweight, equal to 1.5 tons. Bodies on these vans were often modified, including to the previously mentioned ice cream van. Had launched their new walk-through van in 1961, which ultimately became its successor. During this time, the BF was advertised as a cheaper alternative to the walk-through van. Now here you see me applying the final touches to the Nestle's decal. While a quality decal, the font perhaps needed to be emboldened to match the original, but it still looks effective. So with the wheels already attached to the base, here are the parts that make up this van. I insert the door so it is supported by the guides cast into the roof. I then slot the base in rear end first to the tongue and slot fitment, and the front connects with a shove over the spread rivet. So here is how my Nestle or Nestles van looked previously. It was missing a door, the base had been flipped over the wrong way by some deviant, and the paintwork was extremely patchy and limited. That flipped base also had the effect of lowering the ride height, and while I like a slam van look, originality is the quest today. So now let's jump forward to how this BF van now appears. It's now in a nice rich coat of maroon all over, which absolutely suits this beautiful little casting. I like the studio light shining off the curved body lines. Flipping that base has returned the ride height to its original level. I do like the decals, but it's a bit of a shame the lettering wasn't a little more stocky. The chrome highlights stand out exceptionally well on the van, I think, and I'm glad I gave it the front and rear bumper treatment. I also think that the repro door is of a really good quality. It's difficult to tell which is cast shut and which opens and closes. I've left it open at the video outro just for a different perspective. But that's all for today. If you enjoyed the build, leave a like and please subscribe for more of the same. Do pop your opinions of the model and my work in the comment section. So all that leaves me to say is thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for the next one. Bye for now.